guys, welcome back to Benos Esther Malka's channel. On today's video, we are going to continue with our exploration of CVC words. Now, if you're not familiar with what a CVC word is, don't worry, because I have a whole video. I'm going to leave a link to our playlist below, and don't forget to like and let's learn some of these games. Now, before we get started, there's a few things I want to point out. Number one, from now on, kind of moving forward, a lot of the phonics games are going to follow a similar routine. It's more about letting the child listen, hear, understand, and interact. In terms of the actual gameplay, it's not going to be much different. However, the difficulty level and skill level will keep on rising. That's something to pay attention to. Number two, the first activity that I always recommend, that you don't really need anything per se, any tools, any manipulatives, are go outside for a walk. Now, what does that mean? Now, a CVC word is something like, you know, a consonant, vowel, consonant. So what are you going to find when you walk? Well, guess what? Let's say you're walking down the street and you happen to see a person wearing a hat. You can point it out to your child and say, look at that hat. And your child could spell it. Let's say it just happens to be you had a pre-scheduled trip to the aquarium and you find yourself at the aquarium. Well, guess what? You could start off by pointing to letters that start with the fish, fin. Fin. Can you spell fin? Now, that's just the first activity. You could do this in your home. You could do this outside at a nature walk. You could do this in the aquarium, in the zoo. You name it. You think of something different, give this video a thumbs up, and let's get down to the actual games. Now, one last thing I want to point out before we head over to the games is that a lot of these activities moving forward use the Montessori sandpaper letters. Now, yes, they are super expensive, but two things I found useful. As you could see, I am not a Montessori purist, so I was able to find a less expensive set. However, if you are more of a Montessori purist, go ahead and do a search for Montessori tactile letters, because you can make your own out of felt, out of sandpaper. There were so many I found and super affordable. So let's go check out some other games to review our CVC words. One of the most important components of CVC letters is the ability for the child to know where the vowels come in the word and to hear it. So this is a really simple activity. All you need is some standard toys, and you have to make sure they fit in line with the CVC words, and you'll pick up one and say something like cup, and then the child will have to C-U-P, spell it, and oh, it goes right here. Pot, pot. And the same thing with bed, b-ed, And the more objects you have around your home, the better. Again, it's just so your child can hear the different vowels, and it's better if you have more objects and just have them keep sorting so they become familiar with the objects and the sounds, and most importantly, the correct vowel in between two consonants. Another game your child might enjoy is a word sort. So you're kind of, in a way, you're giving them the answer, but of course it's all mumble jumble. Now, my favorite part of this activity is that there are two levels of play. The first level is really simple, where the child just rearranges k, p, what they're used to. And again, we're just reinforcing the objects, and they get to see the spelling unfold in front of them. Now, if you would like to make it harder, same thing as before, but add in a consonant that is different. So not only will they have to do the same thing in terms of spelling the word, but they're going to have to take it to the next level of removing what doesn't belong, and then, as before, spelling the word. This activity I like because it is always changing and always giving children a new perspective, and the best part, it can be funny when played the right way. So as you can see, we start off with the vowel, it's in the middle, the kids could see it, and then we'll say some, just review the sound, Okay, that's simple. Then we take a pile of consonants and p, p. Now the child gets to choose which part of the vowel they are placing it beside, and then they'll read it. Up. Is up a word? Cha-ching! Yes, up is a word. And you clap, and good for the child. Then they pick another one, and here we have k, k, and then they'll put it cup and read the word cup. Now, once you have one vowel, one consonant on one side and another consonant on the other, now here's where it gets fun. So the child will take it, t, t, and let's say they choose to stack it over here. So tup. Oh my goodness, is tup a word? No. And then again, the child will go on to the next one. Ton. Ton, yes, ton is a word. Now the child, here's where it gets really funny for us as adults. Ton, like I have a ton of things to carry, we know that's not how you spell it, but in terms of phonics, for this level, it is correct. And the child's again, k, k, con, no. And what we're doing here is just showing the child how the consonants interact with the vowel. In some of these cases, you'll get the actual real, the real words and real phonics. In some of these cases, you'll just get phonetically correct words that are spelled incorrectly. But the best part about it is when you end up with silly words and the child is practicing reading and they're practicing their vowels and they want to learn, because isn't this the silliest game you've ever seen? Thumbs up if your kids love nonsense words. The last activity I want to share with you is more for the kinesthetic learners. So you start out by taking about 5, let's say in the beginning, of these letters, and you lay them out on the floor. Now, if you're in a classroom and you're worried about them getting dirty, no worries. Print out letters, 1 per sheet of paper, stick it in a sheet protector, and place 5 letters on the floor. And based on the letters that you place on the floor, say a word. Let's say bat. And the child will have to jump back and forth. B-at. And of course, it's always changing because you scattered it all over the floor. Now let me tell you, I can sit and teach kids phonics. I'm sure you've tried it yourself. But when the kids are fully engaged and they're learning and they see it, with the sandpaper tactile letters, and they're hearing it from you in books and stories, and you're incorporating, the hearing outside on walks, that is when your kid is really, really going to start to flourish with learning. If you have any questions on CVC words, or you want to see a different take on phonics, or there's a skill that your child is struggling with, you know what? These videos are created exactly for you guys. So, as you could see, YouTube unfortunately turned off my comments. So, I am fully accessible over on Instagram. I'm going to leave links below. So if you check out the description box, you are going to have a link to my Instagram channel with tons more resources, and it's just a fun place to be. So if you have any questions, reach out to me there. I'm also going to leave a link to the playlist, because you know what? Phonics is a huge topic, and I broke it down into small activities. So have your child master one skill and move on to the next. And if you're new here, please don't forget to like and subscribe, because I post new videos basically weekly on phonics, and then right now we have another thread going just on games. So if you want your child to love learning, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you again later this week. Thank you guys so much for stopping by.